Good morning there, friends and neighbors. Bobby here today. Hey folks, today I'm going to prepare a meal to cook in the crock pot all day long. Now, a week or so ago I found these London broils on special at a local grocery store. Had it in the freezer. I've been thawing it out so I could cook this meal today. And what we're going to do is we're going to cook this London broil with some potatoes and carrots and onions and a lot of other good stuff. And hopefully it's going to turn out pretty good for tonight's dinner. Let's talk about the meat first of all. A London broil, I have it thawed out, soaking in a large Ziploc bag with a little bit of teriyaki sauce, marinate for about an hour or so. We are going to be using a can of cream of mushroom soup. We are going to be using some red potatoes that we've already rinsed and cut in half. We are going to be using some carrots, okay, that we've already rinsed. We have a couple cloves of garlic that we've already minced up a little bit. We have an onion, okay, that we have already just sliced thinly. We have all of our spices here already in a little dish ready to go, and let's talk about what spices they are. We have about a teaspoon of oregano, teaspoon of pepper, teaspoon of sea salt, teaspoon of basil leaves, and we have one bay leaf in the mixture. And we're going to be using some beef stock to kind of top off the level in the crock pot so that it stays under a fluid level all day long. So let's go ahead and get started on preparing all this stuff. Okay friends, the first thing we're going to do, we've already taken our piece of meat out of the bag that we were marinating it in, and we have already heated up our pan here. We're going to go ahead and sear this piece of meat. Okay, we've got it nice and hot. We're going to go ahead and sear both sides of this meat before we drop it into the crock pot. This should only take a few minutes. Alright, now friends, we've already got our piece of London broil here kind of seared good on both sides. We are going to get it into our crock pot now. Let's see if I can just go ahead and do that. Kind of hard doing this one-handed, but we will give it a good old try. So we're going to take our London broil and we're going to throw it into our crock pot here. We shouldn't need this fork anymore. Okay, so there we go. And the first thing that we're going to do is go ahead and take all of our spices here, and we're going to put them right there on top of the meat. Okay, we got all that right there. We'll throw the bay leaf in there too. And we will slightly just kind of, my hands are clean, I'm going to rub all this around right quick. And then from that point, we can go ahead and take some onions, and we'll just go ahead and just kind of lay them on top of here. Lay them right on top of the meat there. And we'll get all that in there. We'll get all the onions in there. I'll spread them out a little bit. We love onions. Makes everything good. And we're going to go ahead and get our garlic here. We'll go ahead and throw it on right on top of the meat as well. A couple extra little pieces here we will sling on there. Okay, so there we go. Alright, so we got our spices in, onions are in. Time to go ahead, let's just go ahead and dump the potatoes in here. We're going to dump all them in there. We'll dump all our carrots in here. And then we can just kind of start spreading things around so they kind of all fill in here real good and get all tucked down inside here real good. Kind of spread them out. I think we got too many carrots on this side. We'll just kind of even it out a little bit. You know me, friends, I'm kind of a perfectionist. I kind of like to make sure things are nice and equal. Alright, so there we go. That's looking pretty good right there. So now we got to add our cream of mushroom soup. Now this is going to be a little thick. I'm probably going to set the camera down a minute and scoop the rest of it out of the can. So let's do that right quick and then we will finish things up. Now with all that cream of mushroom soup poured in there, scraped out of the can, we're just going to take our beef broth, okay, and we're going to bring the level of fluid up in here to where it don't so everything can kind of cook nicely and marinate, and I think that looks pretty good right about there. We're going to go ahead and plug this thing in, folks, and we're going to let this slow cook for about 7 hours, and then tonight we'll have a complete meal already set to go at dinner time. So we'll see what it looks like then. Okay guys, hey, our little concoction here has been cooking about 4 hours, and I went ahead and pulled the lid off just so you can see what it looks like. And it smells very good. So we're going to keep on letting this cook till dinner time. Alright friends, we're about 8 hours into cooking our little London broil, and what we're going to do here is grab the London broil out of here if we possibly can. Oh yeah, looks good. And we're going to move it over here to the cutting board, and we are going to slice this with a knife into little strips, and we will be ready to try it out here in just a minute. This thing is cutting up real nicely, friends. It's nice and tender. It's cutting real easy. I'm just going to go ahead and get it all cut up, because whatever we don't eat tonight, we will definitely store for another day, so we can enjoy all this another day. Okay friends, hey, we're getting ready to dig in and have some dinner tonight. We got us some potatoes, carrots, and this good meat. We've already taste tested a little piece of it, and it's really tender and really good. I don't even think it needs any salt or anything. We had plenty of spices and everything on there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to Minthillbilly's Kitchen, and we will see you next time. Take care.